Welcome, Albert. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? How you doing? I see it says five people are here. Somebody else just came in. Um, Please indicate who you are as you come. I don't want any ghosts in the background. Facebook family, welcome. You're doing well. Oh, bless your soul. I'm happy you are. There is no peace in this world. I don't know why this is not coming on. All right, we're not going to do that tonight. Well, this evening, because I am just on. I'm just on for a little while. Let me see what time it is. Oh, and it's already 7 o'clock. I'm not even sure of who is going to go live tonight, but I don't want to. All right, so I see Pulse Island Kitchen. Oh, you do, you do, you do. And Pulse is calling to Albert. Oh, I haven't done this in a while because I don't even remember to share myself. Uh, Out to see if anybody else would want to upon in. Let's put me the mix and numbers. I know today is the first. For those whose children have started school. I know some children have started school already. And for those who haven't started, I know you are in gear and you are maybe making the final preparations for your children to return to school. Some people are early birds, so they already did what they're supposed to do and get that out of the way. Let me share myself out. Oh my goodness. this taking so long to come up? All right. Most righteous and eternal Father, as we gather here this evening, I'm just going to ask you to take full control of what we are going to discuss, whatever we are saying, and how we say it. Father God, you see the words, you see the confusion that we are facing in this world. We are still reeling with the impacts from COVID, and we have monkeypox, and it is said that polio is detected in the sewer system in New York. Father God, I'm just asking to just take control, contain, and not allow that to spread among us, because as it stands, I don't know how much more we can take. But guide and guard each and every one. Journeying mercies, I ask for those who are on the road, or those who are going out or coming in. Take that steering wheel and steer them in the right direction and away from any danger that is lurking. Father, protect my families, my friends, co-workers, acquaintances, anybody that I come in contact with. Keep them safe. You know each and every one of us by name and number, the worries, the concerns that we have. But I'm going to just leave it in your hands. As you said that whatever and whenever we should bring it and put it at the foot of the cross. So that is exactly where I'm leaving it this evening. And if there's anything that I fail to ask of you, fail not to grant unto us. In your own and precious name I pray. Amen. Stacy Vlog, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? I don't know why this is taking so long. Thank you for coming. All right, you see the topic, and I know for most time when we touch on certain topics, it is taboo. Most people, they don't want to speak about it. They don't want to acknowledge that there is a problem. And I found out that most people, they want to play pretend. And for them, it is best if they don't admit that there is an issue and it needs to be dealt with. You know, some people that think that if you ignore it, it will go away. So a lot of people take that approach instead of trying to find a solution, and for the next person who is coming behind, that solution that you find for those who have experienced can also be the prevention for those who are coming. So I realize that people don't want to face things head on, so they rather pretend. And especially when you are from where I am from, Jamaica, where we like to sweep things under the rug. And when you finally get the courage, if you finally get the courage to speak about your experience, or if you find the courage to speak about experience of someone that you know, someone who is close to you, and you want to share because you want to bring awareness, you want to share because you want to highlight some things that we may miss, some things that are right there in front of us, some things that we play blind to, some things that we pay scant regard, and some things that we think that for some people it's much to do about nothing. So Just you saying, you might just save somebody's life. You may just save someone from going off their rockers. You may just save someone from being stressed and bringing added issues or issue on this individual. And we already know how things are interrelated, how things are connected. So when you have one thing here, it is connected there. So if you have experienced certain things and you are stressed, of course, then there comes the medical issues. And from the medical issues, there come the cry for financial assistance. Whether you're going to drain your resources financially to satisfy or to take care of what medical issues arises, then you know. And when you are not in that space where you can control your emotions and you can control the stress and just be in a safe space mentally, then what it does now is 876 Soldier. How are you, Kamar? How are you, my dear? Thank you very much for coming. And when you get to that point where you can't control, something is loud in my ears, where you can't control all of that, then you find out that you're in trouble. But guess what? Because you are not an island and you're not in a space by yourself, most times you get to realize that what things that are affecting you is going to affect the other person or the persons around you. So you may be withdrawn, or some people may become very aggressive. And there are many other ways and scenarios that things, because guess what? When we keep things in and when we try to hold on the stress, that's not how it works. So guess what? Things are going to come to the fore. And if you don't admit and don't take care of it and face it most time head on, then it's going to manifest itself some way or another. So it's up to you to really find that space and to think about what is happening, admit what is happening, what is wrong, what is not so right, what is not in the right place, or what you recognize that you can fix, but you need something else. You need to reach out to someone else and you need to do something otherwise from what you're doing to get a different result. Because many of us have the attitude, of doing the same thing the same way and we're expecting a different result. And it does not work like that. So sometimes you need to tweak something, you need to short some things, you need to change some things. Some things, sometimes the thing itself or whatever it is that you're doing, the action itself may be okay, but you're not in the right environment for it to work, for it to give you that desired result. So sometimes it also takes for you to remove yourself physically from where you are. So it means that you have to pick up your bag and your luggage, and you have to take up the one little body where God gives you, and you have to move your little behind from point A to point B. Because chances are the environment that you're in is not helping your situation. And sometimes it requires you to shed those who are in your circle. So you see that little brethren, instead of him correcting you, he egg you on. So instead of you finding your footing, because sometimes we do things and we say things and we don't even realize that we are not saying the correct thing. We are not dealing with this thing as it is. And instead of that person who you have close to you, there to you, that sister, that brother, that aunt, that uncle, that friend, that brethren, that sister, who is supposed to set you straight, set you right, and say to you, say, brethren, me love you, but this is not it. What you did yesterday was not cool. Your tone needs fixing when you're addressing people, when you're speaking to people, when you're responding to people, because you're coming off rude. You understand me? It can be anything. Sometimes it's not even big things. Sometimes, how many of you can admit that sometimes it's the tiny things that really bugs you, the little things, the little nuances that people, really have, that really gets under your skin sometimes, and it bugs you. And sometimes those things just add up, one little thing on the other little thing on the other little thing, and then you have your heart swelling big, and you think that this person is out to get you. You think that this person is always there to disrespect you, belittle you, and whatever it is. Sometimes the person, him or herself, is not aware that that is how they are behaving. So it requires you, if you are a true friend, and I say that, I speak to a lot of people, but I don't have many friends like that, because I find out that people don't even know the meaning of friend. I think people use the word loosely, friend and friendship. So especially these days, I start side eyeing people when hi Ricky, life, welcome darling, thank you for coming. So I start side eyeing people when I see them talk about friend and friendship and what, because many people don't know what friendship is. Many people don't understand what is entailed in a friendship. You understand me? And some people, being friends with them mean that you must be in agreement with everything that they say, with everything that they do. And it means that for some people, if they malice this person, if you ask no question, you have malice the person too. You understand me? All those kind of stupidness. So I am wary of people when they come and they're coming forward and they're requesting their desires to have friendship. I want to know what is it that you want? What is it that you expect of me as a friend? Because we need to understand that it's not a one-way street. And I think most time that is where the trouble comes in, because people are one-way business, and is what you want when you want. Here Stacey said it's always the little things. Yeah. So most times, no, you have some people where we have to leave the friendship with a bang, because when them orchestrate some things and them execute it, and them done you and done your life and done everybody around you, the dog, rat, and cat, that's a different story. But most times it's the little things, as Stacey said, that adds up. A76 soldier said, few are friends. My friends are few, and that's okay. You understand me? Because I said I was speaking to someone not yesterday, the day before, and I said to them, let me tell you something. Many people focus on the quantity. So when them talk, them say, oh, me have a much brethren, me have a much sister, me have brethren with drive truck, yes, me have brethren working at the bank, me have brethren, me have friends, yes, friends. But if push come to shove, how many of those 50 million friends that you're talking about will rise and will stand by you? If push come to shove, how many of those friends are going to pause a while and say, look here, Tara is in trouble. Tara need me. What can I do? How many of those those friends are going to take up the phone and say, T, I mean, no, sir, this is not you. What is happening with you? Fine if you don't want to say, but what can I do? What can I do to assist you? What can I do to help you? Whatever the issue, whatever the situation, and I realize that your spirit is not up and you are not your usual lively, bubbly self. What is it that I can do? Because what people need to understand, that sometimes when you're in a spot, and even if it's a financial issue, not every time you want finance from that person. Sometimes you just need a listening ear. Sometimes you just want somebody to give you a word of prayer, even though you are capable of praying for yourself and you know God for yourself. Because I'm just saying and getting all of it out of the way. Because sometimes when you say things like that, people say, but you can pray for yourself. So let me say that before. Yes, you can pray for yourself. But we all know of prayer being too much. Never too much. So sometimes that is what it requires. But sometimes too, these same people who claim to be friends, and they tell us that is when your horse is in pickle, but you really and truly know who your friends are. You understand me? Stacy say, me, you both. I think the word friend is used loosely. I've had one friend since high school. I'm a plain person and people are easily offended. Yes, because I always say to people, I am respectful. I am not a cantankerous person. I was not wired like that. And that's fine. However, I am a straight shooter. So I will tell you, I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm not going to speak to you in a disrespectful manner, but I will tell you and we move right along. No, people want you to hide and they want you to sugarcoat everything and they want you to hide the truth under a bushel somewhere. You understand me? And these same people who say they're friends by convenience. So convenience, because some of them only friend when it's convenient to them. Make you find yourself in a position and you just want to say something, even if you're not going to divulge what it is that, because sometimes I think I best believe you better hold that in your belly bottom, or else you will find out that very friend is worse than WikiLeaks. So sometimes you have to swallow that and hold that down there in repertoire. Because it best if you call BBC, Fox, CNN are one of them, because your business is going to be floating around in the air. Even though when you were relating, it was just you and that one individual. When them done walk and sing your story, you would be surprised. Paul said, I always tell you as it is. And I don't care. Trust and believe, you're going to do what you're going to do with much sensitivity and much kindness. Because you can always correct your people and do it in a kind manner. Do you understand what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. And the level of hypocrisy, and you see this comparison, you see this competition mode that everybody activate. So you compete with your friend, you're competing with your sister, you're competing with your brother. Some want to compete with your husband, and want to compete with your wife. It's not a competition. I see Enzo over there on Facebook. Thank you, darling, for tuning in. It's not a competition. It's not a competition. And that is the reason why we don't jump to assist our brothers and sisters. Because next thing, him say, okay, I want to open a store. You already have a store. You know all the steps that is supposed to be taken to get there. But guess what? When your little brethren ask you, you can't afford to tell him what to do, because next thing he gonna come and him store going to be successful. Who will be to want to be successful? You want to stay there, and then your seller, you can come tell him, say, boy, Mr. Sales did good yesterday. Me make 500 and 1,000 in a one day, and you want. Why you can't tell him? So you can make 500, and so what if he makes a $500 in the day too? Why? And what if you make 500 and he makes 200? So what? You see the attitude that we have, and we don't realize that we can all be winners in our own right. Because let me tell you something, not all of us have the same desire. We don't have the same desire, and we don't have the ambition and the drive to go the same place where everybody is going. We are different individuals. We are ambitious individuals. We are individuals, most of us. We are individuals with goals that we want to accomplish. You and I don't want the same thing. You and I don't desire to go the same place. So what if I help you and you help me? What? What if that is the case? This tit for tat business with some people. And I observe, because I am that person. I will observe and I smile. And even when people come at me, I'll still smile. Because you see, I know that if it's that word that people like to throw around, the bad mind, the jealousy, the envy, whatever you want to call it, the grudge, whichever word you want to call it, if that's the word you want to activate, and if that is the action you want to activate, I know that there's a man that can take care of all of what you're going on me. Whatever it is that I have in here, or whatever it is that I have elsewhere, and my attitude towards you, if it's not good, I know a man that can take care of you and I. Because you could have badly come, oh God, bigger than you. Walk in purpose. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. I know a man that bigger than all of us. So when you come and you act a certain way, when there's something in your heart hurting because you see your other sister progressing, you see your other sister look like she's not so depressed anymore, she's shaking off what is bothering her, and she now realizes that she has a purpose, and there's a purpose and intent on her life, and she's taking the steps. You have a problem, because we like to see people down in the dump. We like to see people in a place where they always must be in a position to ask you for assistance. We don't like when people elevate themselves. Unity, strength. From I was yay big, I've been hearing that. From I was yay big, I've been hearing that. And if when I heard it the first time, I did not understand what it means, I have long since understood what the meaning of that statement is, what the meaning of that phrase is. But many of you are so fixed on hugging up the ball of success. If you want to hug it up your all when it choke you and squeeze you, you want to hug it up and you want to keep it to yourself. You don't want nobody roll out there and touch and get a little touch of what it feels like. And you don't understand that you can be at the top, I can be at the top, she can be at the top, he can be at the top, and enough of we can roll up there. There's space enough. There is space enough, but no. That's not how we behave. You want to just hug up everything, and you want to be at the top, and then you have a whole heap of people and minions that you can dictate to them and tell them and boast on them about what is happening at the top. Because guess what? Even if you have the opportunity to clear a path, to extend the ladder, and some of you, when you climb, you take the ladder, you put it up top with you. You don't realize that you can put back down that ladder, extend that ladder so somebody else can climb too. You are not in that frame of mind. And then you practice tit for tat. Even here on the little YouTube platform, some of your attitude, listen, I come out here to speak about my book, Trapped in Freedom. But I have to speak about this a little bit. When I was going to UWI, I ran into a few people who behave as though there was only one. Listen, when I went to Teachers College, I recall my vice principal used to say, do what you can do for other, because it's not one degree. It's not one degree or one diploma that is there. If they take in 700, there's 700 diplomas. And if they take in 700 and it's the degree program, there's 700 degrees. It's not one degree and everybody jostling and fighting who first reached there, like when you see Shelly and them running and the gold medal. And you must know how life is funny. Aren't we the same country and the same people who witness the gold, silver? So that alone should I tell you that two we can reach there. And I say to people, pick your lane and just move right there in your lane. Don't try to go over there so over Miss Monica. Don't try to come over here so at Ricky. Pick your lane and stay in there. And we recognize that even if you want to go to a place, all of us, it's impossible for all of us to reach at that place one time. When you watch them run the 100 meter, everybody start from the same starting point, don't it? every single one of them start from the same starting point, but everybody don't reach the finish line one time. So when lane 6 reach at a particular time, literally, and lane 1 might reach another time, and so on. But if you have eight people in that race, the 8 of them never reach the finish line same time, because that's not how life set up. And even when it is close down to the wire, and you watch that photo finish, somebody torso the way over here so, than somebody little toe over here so. But we don't consider that. We just want things for ourselves. And when we are exhibiting all of these dirty attitude and attributes, we don't do that in a little corner, you know. So God can whip you behind and send you back over here so and say, sit up, that's not what I want from you. You recruit people and you also take them with you. Because you don't love crowd and you love likes. So now forget that. I'm going to come back to that. But Miss Monica said a lot of us suffering silently. So again, I say, I came here because of this book, Trapped in Freedom, which is my novel. And I am encouraging you, if you have not gotten a copy yet, please go out and get your copy. And it makes a very good read. And if there's anybody who is here on the live who have read it already or in the process of reading it, you can put what you think so far. And if you have done, you can put a nice review there as well. And let me know what you think. Honest. So if it did not appeal to you, or if you think something was missing or so on, because everybody who reads, some people like horror stories, some people, even if the others, comedy, whatever it is, fiction, non-fiction, what, thriller, whatever you want to call it, whatever part it is classified in, you have some people, it matters not how good the book is. They will not like it because that's not what appeals to them. Some people, taste different. But if you have read, you can drop a review here, encourage somebody else to grab that book. And it says, a brave 14-year-old girl's determination to escape abuse turned her humiliation into honor. Now, I'm also going to read what is on the back of the book. And it says, of course, the topic, the title, Trapped in Freedom. And it says, on Sundays, my nightmares came to life, even in broad daylight. And it says, yes, it's available on Amazon, and you have the e-copy and as well as the paperback. And I'm not going to use the word cheap. It's very affordable. It's very affordable. However, if you are in Jamaica as well and you would like a copy, my number is 941. Let me type it in here. So 941 467 5607. If you would like one, some people, like I posted a few last week. I posted some because some people some people love their copy signed. So if you think it is important for me to affix my signature to your copy, you can call and we can work that out. It's not anything to break the bank or put a hole in your pocket, So you'll cover the cost for the shipping, which is affordable. All right, and I can get it to you. If you are in Jamaica and the signature is not important, I just sent down some, so my daughter will have copies. So indicate to me, and then we can make the arrangement for you to pay, and you can get your copy. It makes a good read, not because I wrote it myself. And if you're not somebody who loves to read, but you know your sister likes to read, and you know your sister-in-law likes to read, and your wife loves to read, you know, you can make it a gift. Birthday, whatever it is. You don't, just because you can make it a gift. Just because you are kind and you want to do something kind for someone today, purchase a copy. Wrap that up and send to someone special. Send to someone who you think will enjoy a good book. Birthday gift, whatever gift. All right. So again, it is on Amazon, e-copy or Kindle version. And the paperback. So the e-copy is less than $10. The paperback is less than $20. If you're going to purchase it like that on Amazon. All right. If not, then you know that it may be a little bit more, but nothing to break the bank or break your pocket. I said you won't dig any hole in your pocket. All right. I see Celine. How are you, sweetheart? So again, if you're in Jamaica and you want a copy, talk to me. My daughter will have some copies, so you can get one to purchase. If you so need Teflon done. What's up? What's up? I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? Yes, so that's out of the way, and we're going to continue. So it says that while Megan Dick's parents were in church, they had no idea she was trapped in Uncle Ryan's Sunday adventures. On a mission to free herself, Megan used her faith and the unassuming will of a child to outwit with her age, to outwit her uncle and unreservedly escape the traps of her wicked uncle. But where is my glasses? Oh my God. All right. But little did Megan know that her bravery to defend her freedom would come at a great price billed by the family, a community, and the judiciary. Saved by sheer will and an epiphany of faith, she put her attacker away without reasonable doubt. And the big question here said, will Megan ever claim her freedom? Or will she remain trapped by the inner demons of Uncle Ryan's wicked Sunday adventures? No, this adventure it is in reference of it is the taboo subject that many of us don't want to talk about, the sexual abuse. And let me tell you something, it is more prevalent than many want to admit. It is more prevalent than many recognize. It is more prevalent than many of us thought. And it is more prevalent than many of us want to believe. So you better trust and believe that. Now, when many of us are operating in our safe zone and safe space, and we say, yes, we got everything covered. And many of us think that it can't come to our doors, and it can't come in our house, and it can't come in your working environment. It cannot come in the friendship that you so cherish until you are looking at it in the face. Sometimes the shock at recognizing what it is floor you, just the shock itself. And then when you move from the initial shock to the actual experience, then that's a total different ball game. Because you see, when people feel, because that's how some of us operate. So if your neighbor, experiencing that, you laugh sometimes. Some people, I've seen people laugh. I've seen people just pay a scant regard. I've seen people just play blind. I've heard people say, okay, I know over for me, this happen, me no business. I've heard people say, oh, you see, because my pitney safe, me no business with the pitney there. And let me tell you something. All of us here can relate. If you yourself have never been faced personally with sexual abuse, you know somebody who has, or you know somebody who knows somebody who has, or you hear it milling about in your community. It happens in the church. It happens at school, at work. But the worst part is when it happens in the place that you call home. Where do you run? Because that is supposed to be your safe haven. That is supposed to be the place where you are secure. That is the place where you're supposed to run for cover. And many people don't even realize that most time when people are being sexually abused, it is by someone you know, somebody close to you, relative, close friends, those that we invite, those who that we give the manufactured title of aunts and uncles, your brethren and your sister. So when you see who is the culprit, most of the time that is what kills you. The person. Because when you are looking in the face of a trusted friend, when you are looking in the face as Megan of a trusted uncle, and you are looking at the face of somebody who is supposed to protect you, who is supposed to care for you, who is supposed to be kind to you, who is supposed to be a part of your shield, who is supposed to be a vital part of your safety net. And when you see the face behind the abuser and you recognize it, this uncle that you so love, this uncle that they encourage you to be respectful to. M&Z Tech Fit, how are you? The lady with the good hair. A lot of times this floor you. So I am here, my dear, trying to keep my head up as usual. So this is the book I said. Again, for those, this is my novel. It's called Trapped in Freedom. Can you see? All right, see it here. Trapped in Freedom. By Tara Smith Jarrett. It's available on Amazon. You have the Kindle version as well as you have the paperback. And you see the size, because I know a lot of people are weeping and moaning these days because they don't want to read. So I was deliberate in the size. All right. So sometime to come, you'll get the other part. But I decided to cut it in two because I don't want, when people are skipping, they start from morning and when night come, they can't finish skipping the pages. All right. And it makes a good read. For those who have read already, you can comment. So for those who are looking on, for those who are listening, understand that I am not just shooting my mouth off, but it indeed makes a good read. If you're in Jamaica, my daughter will have some for sale, so you can always indicate to me and we can make the arrangement. As I said before also too, the book is very affordable. So it's less than $10 for the Kindle version, and it's less than $20 for the paperback here. All right. But it's affordable store. It's affordable book for a real good story, a very good read. And it will help to highlight certain things, and it will help to alert parents too, that, and encourage people. All right. Let me put the link in the chat before I continue. So for some people, sorry, if my throat is not very good. I have issues with my throat, so people don't worry. We not worry. We not fret. Jesus never failed me yet. All right. So for those of you who are in the chat, see, I just posted the link to Amazon for the book, so you can go right ahead and you can click the link and hop on over to Amazon and purchase your copy. All right. And just I'm not going to read the book because I want you to go and purchase the book. So I am not coming on here to read the book to you. Not at this stage. We're going to have a reading session, or more than one reading session, but today is not it. All right? Today is not it. So I'm not going to read. All right. So there is the link. So for those of you who would like, you can up on up. So I'm just going to give you the title of each chapter, because I didn't just read and continue like that. I wanted to break it down in different parts, so you have a clear understanding as to what is happening here, and it transition from one point to the other. So the first chapter, it says exposure to love so wrong. That's the first chapter. And as it relates to that, it's going to talk about how the abuse started and by whom. All right. So the love that this person is claiming, of course it is wrong. So hence the title for this chapter here, Exposure to Love So Wrong. So that's the first chapter. I may read the first page of that for you if I. And then chapter 2 here says the examination. And this is talking about medical examination, you know, for them to determine if what was said was true. So basically, and that bit is quite interesting. And then you have chapter 3. But I'm not holding it properly. Yes, so you have chapter 3. It says the ultimate scare. The ultimate scare. All right, so that is what chapter 3 is about. And we are on to chapter 4 that says shock waves. And when you purchase the book and you dig deep into it, then you will understand the shock wave and what really brought on that wave, the impact of certain information when it comes to the four, the impact that it had on those who are involved. So that is what it's about. Why am I so hot? Let me see what time it is now. All right, I'm going to go. And chapter 5 says the stigma of insanity. And I'm going to brush on this little bit. Because you see, this part, it is in reference to when you have experienced certain things, how it affects the psyche, what it does to you. But when you find that courage and you open your mouth and you say how people can belittle you, how people can ridicule you, or people can just find the things that are hurting you amusing, or people put you in a box when you dare to speak up, when you find the courage to share. You know, we in Jamaica say, look like she are mad. Mm-hmm. So you'll see. I am just trying to give you an idea of as to what the title is, but you have to read the book for yourself, you know, and you will see the twist and turn, and you will see how it is. And if anybody here is on the line who has the desire to write a book, whatever book it is, if you are a poet, you like to write poems, and so I have the perfect publisher for you, a bundle writer, Gianna Smith, editor and publisher, very easy to work with and will guide you the right way. So we have chapter 6. It says family displeasure. Family displeasure. So you know that family members were not pleased about something or another, something that took place, you know. So when you buy the book and you read, you will understand. We are going to have reading session because we need to go through, and so, but as I said to you, it's not at this moment. And then you have chapter 7. And chapter 7 says, the trial. The trial. And this is a very interesting part of the book. This is the part because of stress, anxiety, tempers flaring, anger reach boiling point. People want to disown people. Family want to take you out of the family tree. People want to take your 3 points. So this is the point. We have chapter 8. And this one said recovery mode. And it is just what it stated. Recovery. The struggle with the recovery, the actions of others that impact the recovery. And chapter 9 says ebony. And this part is also a very interesting twist. Because in life, sometimes when you think that you are alone, you are not. When you think that what you are going through and what you have to say is not important enough, until when you share, until when you open your mouth, open your mind, and allow things to flow through, and allow yourself to be used in a positive way to reach other people, then you'll understand when somebody else can say, I too am struggling. But when you realize that your struggle helps somebody else to find their footing, to find a place, then you can understand. And then we have the last chapter. This says, I can't see to hold it. Okay. It says restoration. Restoration. So, when you have gone through and you come through and you're finding your footing, regaining your strength, regaining your confidence, restoring what was taken from you, the self-confidence that took a dive, the self-love, and everything else that comes with it. When you realize that you're at a place where you're restoring, you're taking your refill, you're rekindling the love that you have with yourself, for yourself. This is what chapter 10 is about: restoration, restoring that which was taken, that which was broken, that which was removed. So that is what is happening. You know, one thing I come to realize is that many people, more than we care to admit, more than who care to share, many are suffering silently. And when we see some of these people act out and we wonder, what do they? The trauma that they have gone through and they have never taken the time to deal with it. They've never taken the time to heal They've never taken the time to be honest with themselves. They've never taken the time to reach out to the source that is there to help, to refill, rekindle. And for those who was a part of the church, if you believe in God, to return to the fold to get your fill and refill and to get in touch with God. Let him see that you have returned to the fold. And don't get me wrong, because people have a way of misconstruing what you're saying. So I am not telling you that is the only solution, because they say God call fools, but he no keep them. So while it is good to go and pray, while it is good, but the other part of you must have sensed that you have other things to do. You have other things to do. So don't put yourself in a space where you're in denial. That dryer is so loud. When you're in a space where you're going to be in denial and you're going to just go in church and say, oh, you start immediately, you start rebuke, and you start getting a spirit and you don't want to admit. And if anybody should open their mouth and a pastor should come there and open their mouth and say the word sex, you're in a spirit, you're in a spirit, you're in a spirit till you can't spirit no more. But your experience, you haven't tapped into it. You haven't admitted some things to yourself. You haven't have a talk with yourself. Being truthful to yourself, to thine own self, be true. And admit that there's a problem. You're having a problem and it need fixing. But you come and that's why I tell people, sometimes you see people in the best clothes, they look so lovely, but the amount of trouble we're under the piece of cloth. The amount of worries, confusion, self-pity, self-doubt, low self-confidence, suicidal thoughts, all of that. The amount we're under that pretty dress there. The amount we're under the big broad yellow hat. The amount of issue and undealt with trauma that is behind the most beautiful smile that you see coming through that church door, coming down that corridor, coming up that stairs at work, coming through that door in the bedroom. And you wonder how your wife behaves so. You wonder how the woman will you take up and you're married. You realize that she start move funny in the room. Wonder what is happening. And if you're sensible enough, you start asking yourself, my goodness, what has she been through? Because how she move, even though she come married, she move funny. And I know something has to have happened. Thank you, Emanzi. Thank you very much for being here, my love. Even though you know that this person loves you, you realize that there's something. The person act timidly, the person, even though they're so beautiful, well educated, and all the things that you tick off and say you like, you realize that there's something missing. The said person don't have the level of confidence that you think they should have, considering all their accomplishment and all of that. And if you're paying attention, you know there's something wrong. But many people, they're suffering in silence. Many people are not going to admit that there's something going on. And as I said, I did not plan to stay long. I wanted to come on because I have my live tomorrow at 8:30. As you know, I normally go on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Sunday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I came back tonight because last night the live was, well, shouldn't I shouldn't even say the live. We had heavy rains and lightning and the works. And I think that accounted for the way how the live was operating last night. The internet was not good. Them said it's shaky, shaky bad. So I said I was going to come on for half an hour and quickly discuss, but tomorrow we will continue this little bit because I have also discovered that you have many people who are suffering in silence. You have many people who want a listening ear. You have many people who sometimes they don't even want you to respond. They just want you to listen. Be quiet and listen because they just want an outlet to just pour out, to just release what has been pent up all this time in the, you understand, all of that pent up energy. You're lucky them are not fighter because they would have bust a couple people behind. You understand? So sometimes they just want somebody to listen. They just want somebody to be there. Whether they talk to you personally, so you're looking in their eyes and they're looking in yours, or they call you on the phone, they just want you on the other side of the receiver just to listen. And breathe and maybe cough the one day and make them know say you're alive over there. Sometimes it's not a requirement for you to speak and talk all sort of something. And there are times when, of course, they want to know that, listen, I am speaking and you're really and truly listening. You're hearing me. Many people, more than we know, are suffering in silence. Almost every other woman, especially from certain area, Jamaica, have a story, one story or another. And that bit there shook me when I found that out. As it relates to people coming forward, people sharing their experiences, people talking about what is happening, what they have gone through, sometimes recognizing that we should speak about this person who they have up on high pedestal, on tentacles high. So welcome, John. How are you? Thank you for coming. Yes, sometimes that is what is happening. And then you have society who treats the victims as if they are the perpetrators. The victim shaming. And that is the reason why people don't open their mouth. That is the reason why people don't come forward. People don't speak about their experiences. People don't speak about the trauma that the experience has left them with. People don't speak about all the issues, all the medical issues, all the fear, all the concerns that they have, how it knocks their self-confidence, the self-pity, the panic attack, the anxiety attack that it brought on, all of that, the difficulty that they now have to forge a relationship with anybody, be it platonic, a professional relationship, any ship at all. They are not capable because the fear that comes with putting your foot forward and putting yourself out there and allowing somebody else to know who you are, because just as how you had trusted that person before and that person betray you by hurting you, you understand me, some by taking your innocence, the very people who are set over you to protect you, who's supposed to provide that safety net for you, who is supposed to be your anchor, is the same person who turn and rob you of your innocence. It's the same person who turn around and allow you and introduce you to what pain is, to what hurt is. The very person that you look up to, the very person who you give your trust, put it in a bottle and put it in and say, yes, this is it. I trust this person wholeheartedly. This is the person who turn around and hurt you. So when that friend is coming and this person genuinely likes you and want to have a relationship without anything attached, just a friendship, you are at work and the supervisor like how you work, and you say, okay, this person can be in my corner because I can depend on this person to save my behind whenever the manager comes up. If they're going to do inspection in this organization, I know that my behind is going to be covered because Tara is over there and she's going to do. The moment she start call to you twice, you start side eyeing her. You start going in your brain and you start wonder what you want because you don't trust nobody. You don't trust anyone because you think everybody that comes have an ulterior motive. No, if they tell you about Jesus, you think Jesus may hurt you. I'm fine. Been thinking about well-being a lot. Okay, very good. I agree. Don't suffer in silence. Yes, stay strong and safe and positive. And we can always, and I agree with you, John. You know, we can encourage people to speak, but you see, sometimes it depends on who these people are, and because people are more interested in saving their brands, their names, even when these people recognize that the brother that they have is an abuser, the brother has done certain things to his niece that he's not supposed to do, that he shouldn't even be thinking about, they want you to sweep it under the rug. So you, the niece that is suffering, they don't want you to talk because you're going to take the name in the community. You're going to take the name in the city that you are, in the big organization that you work. Word is going to go around, and because you are the manager and you are the supervisor, you can't afford anybody to hear anything that relates to you and that surname that you have, because you know, play pretend and you're a part of the elite in your head. So you rather your niece suffer than you face what is happening and say, look here, it is not right. So whether people are going to know yes or no, talk up, speak up, my niece. I am here to support you. My daughter, open your mouth. I am here to support you. My sister, speak up. I have your back. We don't operate like that. Many don't come forward because by the time you come forward and you start talking, the amount of question they unleash on you. If you are not strong enough, you start questioning yourself. Even though they're proof, even though you have marks on your body to remind you, even though your side is still hurting from that clip that he put there with that pliers, even though you have marks from the stitches that you have gotten, you still question yourself when people finish with you, even those that you think would be in solidarity. Because guess what? By the time you open your mouth and you say, John did this to me, they start questioning you. What kind of clothes were you wearing? Huh? How short was the clothes? Were you exposing your breast? Did you give him a wrong signal? What did you say to him? What was your body language like? And they start to rip you apart and shred your little confidence. Because now they shifted from the person who has wronged you to you who is the victim. And they start to rip you apart. They start picking you apart and they start pounding you in your back with the questions. And they start projecting it on you. So in your head, you start questioning who you are, how you are. Did I smile too much? Even though I said no, did I give him another signal? Was my body saying something different? Was my body language? Was my facial expressions? You start questioning yourself. Because you know what they say. If you say it often enough, people start believing. You start believing if people start saying it enough. If you are not strong enough, you start believing. When they start planting that seed of doubt in your mind, in your head, even though you were the person who battered and you fought, and you are faced with all of the trauma that the encounter leave you with. It makes you question yourself. We must stay true to ourselves. Stay away from negative beings. You're right. Open up. Bless your sister. Yes. Because that is also a part of it too, John. Your circle of people that you move around with. The circle of people. Because you have some people that don't want to associate with people who have gone through some things. So even though you have a friendship for 10 years, the moment you go to your bed and you realize that you have been battling and you have been hiding and you have been keeping this, and this is a part of the reason why insomnia out for kill you, and you decide that no more silence, I am going to speak up now. Even though you people, you both have a friendship between you two, you have a friendship of over 10 years. The moment you decide that you are no brave enough and you feel strong enough to stand and speak your truth, you watch that friend start drift. You start hearing from her less. You start seeing him less. And that regular date that you guys used to go on every month, she start finding excuse, him start finding excuse, and you realize that instead of them being a support system when you are going to go through this, because for you to speak about it, you have to relive the encounter, because that's the only way you can decipher and break things apart. You have to identify the different moving parts, and then you have to take this and you take this and you put it together, and then you have to look at it, analyze and identify the parts that you need to work on. What affected you the most? How are you going to overcome this? Now you're going to either reach out to someone who can help you. Pray as well if you're somebody who believe in the higher being, believe in God. You understand me? And you're going to draw on all resources to help you to go through this, because you best believe it that there's no one that they can weather this safely alone. You need somebody else. If it's even one more person, you need somebody else. And if you think that you have dealt with it in your own corner, you make something or make a incident, a situation arise that you feel that you are cornered, and there's anything about that situation that reminded you of that previous encounter, watch you panic. John said, victims are never to be blamed in my eyes. I agree with you. I think you're a strong person. I try to be. Because there's a saying that says, thank God I don't look like what I've been through. Many of us, if many people, if you were to look like the things that you have gone through, it wouldn't be a pretty sight. And I will also go ahead and tell people that it's not what you go through that is important, is how you come through whatever it is that you have gone through. How you come through, that is important. And I am going to close out now because I have something to do. As I said, I am on tomorrow at 8:30, and we are going to continue tomorrow. And it says that one thing that I want to leave you with. We have a platform, John says, it's YouTube. And John, I guess I need to because I was off YouTube for a little while. So I am trying to get back in the groove of things where I can support, some people and, continue how I normally do. And it says that your past does not have to define you, but it can refine you. So you don't have to be in that place. And you don't have to remain in that dark space and think that you are alone. So with that said, I am going to close out and I'm going to say thanks to those who are listening. We'll be here tomorrow again. I have a webinar coming up. It was slated for the 18th. I have to shift that date further down, but I'll tell you and I'll give you details. And if there's anybody that would be interested, indicate to me and let me see how we can put it on, because I would like people to give their testimony and all of that, because we are in a space where we want to let people know that they're not alone. And I think with some part of that, it is sad that this is something that we go for crowd. This is something that we have to gather and say, okay, so you have been there, you have been through this. It is sad, but it is reality. But there are some people who will feel better, and there are some people who are better able to maneuver and manage certain things when they don't think that they're like the lone gunman. So when you understand that it's not you, but it's them, that's the first part. When you understand that it's not you, but it's your perpetrator, it's not you, but it's your abuser, then you'll understand. So we have that coming up. And again, for those who are just coming in, my novel is called Trapped in Freedom. For those of you who likes to read, it's not a big book, but it makes a very good read. It's available on Amazon. It's in the Kindle version as well as the paperback version, which is this. So you can read, or you can get it on your Kindle, your iPad, whatever device you have, your phone, and you can purchase and do it like that if you don't want the physical book in your hand. Available on Amazon, and the title is Trapped in Freedom by yours truly, Tara Smith Jarrett. So if you type my name in Google, it will send you, and the title of the book, it will send you to Amazon. If you type the title of the book, it will send you. So if you just put my name, it will send you there. If you just put the title, it will send you there too. It will come up. And the book, I said, is affordable. So the Kindle version, less than $10. The paperback here, less than $20. Very, very affordable. You understand me? But it makes a good read. So I'm asking you, go out and purchase. If you yourself don't like it, make it a gift. Buy the girlfriend, buy the mother of your child, buy the wife, buy the friend that has been so good to you and she likes to read. You understand me? Purchase this for somebody that has gone through and need to tap into something and understand that you're not alone, and you can come through and you can improve, you can put it behind you. I think when you have gone through something like this, as somebody had said, do you remember? And I said, on the contrary, I never forget. I never forget. So I don't think it's something that you will forget, but I think as time goes by, if you tap into it and you connect with the right people, you'll be equipped with tools enough to be able to function and not see your perpetrator's face every time you open your eyes or every time you close your eyes. you'll be able to rid yourself of the insomnia, the depression, the stress that brings on other things on you. So guess what? Make it a gift just because you are. Make it a gift to somebody because you want to do something good for someone today. Birthday, anniversary. Include it in something. A gift of appreciation for somebody who loves to read. A lesson, information, food for thought. This book is a true example. Grab your copy. Available on Amazon. E-copy or Kindle version, as they say, and the paperback. Working on the audiobook, so that will be out sometime, and I'm still trying to see a little later put it in a different language as well for those who speak different language, maybe Spanish, whatever, and we see how it goes. So for now, thank you, beautiful people, for tuning in. See you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. and we're not going to be long either. All right? So thank you very much. Love and blessings to you. Appreciate you all. And remember, whatever you do, lead with love. So for those of you, let me see. Lincoln Maxwell. And again, Ricky, thank you for purchasing the book. Appreciate it very much. Thank you for the support. I see Celine over here. Thank you, Celine, very much for purchasing. And Enzo was on earlier. Thank you too for purchasing. Paul's Island Kitchen. Thank you for the support. And anybody else who is here, who was here, and you support in one way or another. If it's even by way of encouragement, thank you very much. Everything is good, and everything that you do in any way to contribute, to encourage me. Because listen, I'm a confident person, but not every time I feel strong. And I'm talking physically, because if anybody look, I'm looking, and you see me sitting here from when you realize I moved myself a particular way, because my neck, the bone in my neck is killing me. So if my eyes still look a little bit, because me don't weep already. Since evening, me don't weep already, because the pain was so much. And I say, So if you see me moving like a robot, But something, I have been through so much, and as Maya Angelou, I said, go, yet still I rise. But pain are pain. I have injury from a car accident from some years ago. And, but I've noticed, like, when the rain is falling on a consistent basis and time is kind of cold, pains, and like, you see, anybody can see, you see how far it is swollen, all the way up here. Yeah, so this is what, and this is from 2012. But what am I going to do? Lay down and roll over and play dead? But and if I tell people that from September 2012, when I met in the accident, this shoulder here hurts every day of my life since. Sometimes the pain is mild, and we can pretend like it's not there. Sometimes it's a little bit stronger, and I know that it's there, but I decide to now make it better than me. And there are times when it's rough, and I go in the bathroom and I cry, and then I dry my face and come out like a brand new second hand. And there are times when you know. So from last night, the neck is hurting. The bone in my neck around the back here is hurting, you know. But it could be different. It could be. It could be different. Many people thought it was different at the time too, but here I am. But it appeared me. It appeared me. You know, it appeared me. It's paining me. You know, so because I say this because somebody texted me and said, "Why you moving like a robot?" And I was saying, you know, I try not to make it so obvious, but since you see it, let me say it. Yes, ma'am. I wrote, you know, yeah, right in the back of the neck, right here, going down for the connection, right there. Pain. Yeah, but because I don't want to come, my neck, my neck. But I iced it earlier and I used some of the biofreeze and I rub it on and I tell you the truth, I don't even know if it helped me right now, but you know. So when I finish again, I'm going to ice it again for another 15 minutes and I'm going to rub on some of this. I have the Voltaren as well, so I'm going to apply some. I hope it not burn me up because my skin I go on with some things me no know. I want script we have exchange it with the Kettleman, you know. But life goes on. But with that being said, beautiful people, wonderful world. Yes, but yes, me feel, me feel like I move like a robot. So to you, madam, that text me, and since you see, there you go. So that's the issue that I'm having. So that's that. So I'm gonna say goodbye, farewell to you, my friends. All right. So me gone. Bye bye, tata. But be safe, beautiful people. See you tomorrow. Anybody here who is going to put out a video tomorrow, who is going to have a live premiere, anything tomorrow that you want to know so I can turn up. And I think maybe because too, I wasn't on YouTube for a little while. Most of the notifications I am not getting. So if I am scrolling through, I might book up people on the live and so on, and I'll stop. But I don't know if it's because I was on YouTube for a while. YouTube is not giving me you guys notification. As a matter of fact, the people's notifications that I get on a regular are the notifications I would rather not get. Let me say that plain, because you know I don't like to beat around the bush. So the people, AG born Jamaican, welcome, sweetheart. How are you? Love and blessings. Yes. So for the people who I would love to get their notification and I upon if I am in the clear and can do so, those are the notifications that I'm not getting. No, when YouTube are being consistent with the notification, it is notification of people who I haven't seen in ages. Those are notification from people who are not supporting me either. I'm not supporting the people I am seeing on a regular basis. So it's not like me can go over Ricky and go buck you up, go over AG and buck you up. I'm not seeing these people, and those are the notification YouTube is giving me, which don't make any sense to me. So when I see, I remember the last time I was on AG, I didn't get any notification. I was scrolling through and book it up. So YouTube is not doing me justice. Honestly, the notifications that I get, I would rather not get them. Some of those who I get quite regular, no. Last time I see Ricky, I don't remember what you were changing something, connecting something, whatever. I was scrolling through and I saw it. I don't get any notification. So that's what I'm saying. Oh, as I see AG come in, this is my novel AG. If you, I don't know if you like to read, or if wifey likes to read, or your daughter or somebody, uh, you can purchase a copy for them. If you like to read yourself, you can purchase a copy for yourself. It's quite affordable. It's available on Amazon, or if you want it to be signed, like Ricky wanted it to be signed. So I signed it and I posted it off to him. If you would like yours to be signed, then you can always message me or call me 941. What the rest of the number? 941 467 5607. That's 941 467 5607. Call me and then we can make the arrangement. You send your address, I give you payment detail, sign your copy, post it off to you, and you cover the cost, and we're good. The book is very affordable. So the Kindle version is less than $10 if you're going on Amazon. The paperback is less than $20 if you go Amazon. If you're going to get it from me, it's a little bit more, but it's not a lot. So as I said, very affordable, and it won't bore any hole in your pocket. So if you have that desire, here it is. It's called Trapped in Freedom, and it's by Tara Smith Jarrett. Yours truly, May. Makes a good read, so you can do so. All right. And as I said, I'm going to log off because my neck is killing me. But I'll be back on tomorrow at 8:30. And all right. Ricky AG say you must text in the number. Let me write that number in the chat too. 4675607. So for those who would like the number, there it is. And as I said, I can arrange if you think my signature is important, you want it signed, we can arrange for that. I send it and I post it off to you. You get it, you read, and only thing I'm asking is for a review. So if you don't like reading, buy a copy for your wife, your daughter, your stepdaughter, your son's girlfriend, your friend, somebody who love to read, your sister, your niece, your brother, you can do that. As I said, I'm working on the audio book. So sometime to come that will come out and so on. So thank you, AG. So again, send me a message, give me a call on that number, and we can get it done. For those who are looking again, just one more time, let me remind you, it's called Trapped in Freedom. And it's not a big book. So for those who say, boy, we can't bother sit down and read no big book. It's not a big book, but it is a very good story. It's a very good read. So you will love it from start to finish. And as I said, it's affordable. Can't miss it. It's available on Amazon. So if you type in my name, it will come up. If you type in the title of the book, look at what it looks like. So you can't miss it. Just in case you go and you see another with the same name. This is what the book looks like. And you will see my name at the top, big and bold. Tara Smith. Tara Smith Jarrett. Right at the top here. All right? Trapped in freedom. Trapped in freedom. Trapped in freedom. I can't say it enough. All right? So beautiful people, stay safe on the road. I'm going to ice my neck and I'm going to rub and hope that we'll have a better night tonight and a better day tomorrow. And guess what? Whatever you do, lead with love. All right? If you see me slow turning up to your channel, be patient with me. I come in. But through that phase, slowly returning. So just see with me. But thank you guys for tuning in. See you tomorrow at 8:30. And we're not going to go long tomorrow either. A quick session and we're going to make it. Okay. We're going to make it good, and we're going to have a sensible discussion. Hopefully people will feel free to participate and so on. All right? So later, people. Be safe on the road. AG, one, bless up yourself, my dear. Love and blessings to you always. Be safe, be safe, be safe. Ricky, large up your status. And everybody else who have been here, blessings. My neck is hurting me. My neck is hurting me. So I am going to operate on it. See if we can get the pain feeling less. And hopefully we'll have to sleep like acrobat tonight. All right, bye people. Thanks again, people, for tuning in. Love and blessings to you. Later. See you guys tomorrow. And you people over there in Facebook land, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it very much. Celine, Links, Maxi. Thank you. And anybody who else was on before, large up on yourself.